welcome to the Literary Labyrinth podcast. Look, we're physically next to each other
In the
this
same
time.
room.
We're in the same room. So if you're watching us, you'll see that I am touching her shoulder. This is not fictitious. It's real.
Yes,
Real.
in the same place.
But
Maybe
anyway, yeah, we're in the same place, but we're kicking off our new book that we're talking about today in person with each other, in Linda's humble abode. And yes, it's this one,
Rites of a Starling.
Rites of the
Book
Starling.
2 of the Shield of Sparrows.
That's right. If you've been following us, we were reading Shield of Sparrow, and we finished that, a climactic ending, and now we're about to start our journey through Rites of Starling. But before we get into it, so here at the Literary Labyrinth, if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you're not new here, thanks for sticking with us and being a supporter. Where you been?
Where you been?
Where you been?
Join now.
Join now. We are on social medias at Literary Labyrinth Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube and Spotify, as well as anywhere else that you want to listen to us on your podcast. And yeah, we're two sisters, one who reads fast
And one that reads slow.
That's right. So yeah, so we're gonna, like we said, we're gonna talk about Rites of Starling, and it kind of, what chapters are we reading first?
So we're reading chapters 1 to 9. And actually, I read this before you.
Can I just
Read it
say,
out.
for those that live in the southern part of England at this current time, is hell. It's awful. It's hot. Okay? It's not fun. So this may be why I've retreated up to talk here, because
She's hiding.
It's too damn hot, man.
She's hiding up here.
I'm hiding until it decides to bloody take a chill pill. But respect to all the survivors like me. 37 degrees was not fun. Okay.
Welcome to jumper weather here.
Who's ready for autumn?
Me.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, so hopefully this is the beginning of it. But anyway, you're here for talking about Rites of Starling. We're going to start with, I would say, chapter 1. But no, there's a prologue.
It's a prologue, and I didn't know what was going on there. But yeah, we kind of think it's the first Sparrow. Like, this is the first how the Shield of Sparrow worked.
It sounds like, so Sparrow Wolf's fate rested in the hands of 5 men. That's how it starts. And essentially, it sounds very much like the 5 kings of Calandra. This is the beginning of when they formed the Shield of Sparrow.
Yeah.
And this poor lassie.
From Chura.
Chura.
Yeah.
That's
Chura.
the other thing. From Chura. She is there, and she's really kind of upset about this whole thing. She's like, I just survived the Crux migration. Fair play.
Yeah.
And now I'm being put into another nightmare. I'm being now sold off essentially to a king who's there's only one king that's not married. So that's how they, and he's like a lot older than
He's
her.
like old and stuff. So I don't really understand. So she's got no say into this. It's just the kings that are like talking about it. And yeah, it was just like this girl. Oh yeah, he's 10 years her senior.
Okay, that's all. You're like, he's old. He's not that old.
He's old. Yeah.
I mean, maybe let's say this is like years ago, so they looked old years ago,
Okay,
even though this is a fictitious land. But anyway, she's not happy about that. She is. Well, this whole prologue's from her opinion.
Yeah, this is from her opinion. So she's sat aside. She's not even at the table, and she's like almost crying. And the gods sent some monsters, obviously the Crux migration
and
everything. So
she's kind of condemning them almost, like, you know, stuff for you gods. You put me in the situation, and now just so we can live, I now have to marry this guy for peace. And it's like she's basically the whole thing I get from this prologue is she's pissed and she's upset with her dad. Her dad can't even look at her.
He's upset too.
He's upset. He is upset.
And then the high priest is there.
Yes, so the Voster, who we knew from the last book. So the high priest Voster, who was there for when Odessa got married in the first book to Zavier, aka Ransom.
Fake prince.
Fake prince. Yeah. But not really the complication of that. Anyway, when they got married, he was a part of that. And it is a little bit like, do we have an agreement? And all the kings were like, yes, we have an agreement. And then they all sign the
Yeah.
treaty. And
So the treaty is because they're signing it so they don't go to war with each other. They're all like together on against the migration.
essentially, it's like, well, so many of them get killed in the migration. So then they're just saying, okay, well, let's do this. And so we don't try to, because
Why you need to marry someone for that? Like you just sign a treaty.
it's that classic, like, old school royalty stuff where they're like, "Well,
What-
in order you bring one of yours, and then we bring one of ours, and then it's like a sacrifice for both kingdoms," kinda thing. But it sounds like Shura is essentially like the big dog,
Yeah, they got
whereas all the other kingdoms are small, but the way she said we wouldn't collectively be able to take on all of these kingdoms if they try to get on
okay.
it, but
Yeah.
Shura we could take on the one next door. But if they all collectively try to attack us, we'd be
Yeah,
screwed.
it was just
So this is why they've agreed to it. But it sounds like Shura's pretty solid.
yeah.
They can do
They got warriors.
they're good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. And then they make this agreement and she's sold off to summoning.
We don't actually know which king it is. It's not
No, it is. It
specified, is
says
it?
he's 10 years
Isn't he
older.
Ozar?
Yeah, I think he is.
Oh, Tanis. His
Tanis is his
name is
name.
Tanis.
His
Yep.
name is Tanis. So yeah. But we don't yeah, it doesn't really I think it is Ozar. I may have made that up. No. Oh no, Genesis.
Ah,
Genesis.
Genesis. Sorry. You see how we remembered the prologue? Not really.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, the high priestess Gaze is waiting. She loathed him more than anyone else in this room. He would trap her into this treaty without remorse. She could taste the hate from his magic
So he don't
on
want to
her
get
tongue,
married.
like a coppery tang of blood.
Genesis
Ah,
is pretty big.
okay. Genesis is at the
Mm.
south point. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because Quintus is real small. Ozark Lane, but sure is the biggest. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Genesis, I would say it's the second biggest.
Yeah, I think
From
so.
the way the map's drawn on the front of the book, it would appear that it's the second biggest in Calandra after Chura.
They may have bad crops though.
Right. That's the issue. But it's interesting. She says she loathed him more than anyone else in the room. He would trap her into this treaty without remorse. She could taste the hate from his magic like a coppery
Oh,
tang.
the Voster.
So you're just like,
She hate him.
interesting. Interesting. So anyway, they get married, and the initial prologue ends with basically her getting kind of comforted by her dad and
Yeah.
saying, "I'm sorry, my love," and she's like, and he's like, "Be strong, be bold, my brave sparrow," and but
Okay,
she's
yeah,
like,
she is.
"I will never worship them again, the gods." They're talking about the six,
Yeah.
and I will never trust the Voster.
Yeah. Don't
So
trust him.
that's already like, interesting. Could that be why Odessa hates them too?
Well, she don't like him because they make her feel funny.
Yeah, but she's also sus about it all
Yeah,
the time.
they are sus. So I
Of course, they don't answer any questions. Anyway, we get to chapter 1, or shall
yeah.
I call it
Part one.
part 1 division?
And it's Ransom's like point of view after the Crux. It's not the migration because that would be worse, but it's the Crux little
Yeah,
fight.
we basically, the good thing about this book is we kick off where we're like, Ransom's obviously taken down that Crux in the last book. And then we discovered that the Crux turned after it died into a woman with the
Yeah.
same colored hair as Odessa.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. And then he burned the body,
What's
so
going on there?
and then cut a piece of the lock of the hair. So this is the aftermath. And it starts with Trua was a tomb, which is AKA Endor, the foresty area.
That's where they were going to meet. So after he said leave quickly and he went to fight the Crux, he told her to meet him at
That's right.
Shura.
That's
I'll
right.
find you there. And I was
Did not work
there,
out.
and there is nobody there.
Well, we know because Odessa, at the end of the last book, ended up going off with Brother Dime, one of the other
Why?
Voster.
She hates them. So I don't understand what's
I don't
going
know
on.
why she didn't try to retreat. I mean, I know he could have like gone, "I'm going to touch you, and you're going to be in
Yeah.
insane pain," but she could have fought. But then maybe she's thinking of Evie. Anyway, we'll get into that later.
Mhm.
Anyway, Ransom, and
He's in Shura, and there's nobody there. There's no,
he's
not even the
freaking
people.
out.
Like, he's just like, what is going on? And Kathleen's there, isn't it?
She comes because he thinks he hears like, "Oh, a horse is oncoming. It must be her." No, it's Catherine.
Yeah. So she's the only one that sort of knows about the girl with the red hair.
That's right.
Yeah, because everybody else he told them to burn the body so that
Mhm.
they didn't know. And I don't know if he's kind of like, "What are you hiding from me?" Or like, "Oh my God, my wife's in trouble. What's going on?" I don't know what.
I feel like he's conflicted at this point. He's
Yeah.
not sure what's going on, but it's funny because at this point he's just frustrated and he's just shouting out like, "Why? Because you think I'd harm my own wife?" And you're like, "Well, now I do."
Yeah. Whoa, ransom. But anyway, there's nobody in Shura as well. Shura, Trio, or whatever it's
The
called.
forest
The
town.
forest town, because the king went by a bit earlier with his soldiers and said, "Oh, there's a Crux coming to attack, so follow us all in to Allesaria." So he's taking everybody
Yeah, but fair
to
play.
Allesaria.
I think that's fine. Like he's because the Crux migration wasn't supposed to start, so now he's like, "Holy crap!
Yeah,
I better
let's take everybody.
leave now."
Well, it's got us kind of, he's going to take them in and make them lice and pump them with Lysa.
For
But
yeah, he's not good, but at the same time, yeah,
he is shielding his people.
he's trying. I'm still on the fence with King Ramsay. I think he's solid, dude.
Is he a good guy? Is he bad?
I think he's what you said. He's morally great, and
Morally.
sometimes you need to be that way. He's also a king. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
got to do stuff.
But yeah, so there's no one there. He can't find her. He thinks she's gone to Quintus.
Mm.
And they were saying, oh, and he gave her the cuff thing, didn't he, which has the markings
Yeah, it's like a
to go.
markings of the map of Turan,
Alizaria.
Elisaria.
Yeah, it could to go to Alizaria. He's thinking, did she either go to Alizaria and use the cuff thing because there was a chance that she could do that, or has she gone to Quintus? And it just ends with like, I'm going to Quintus. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, but then to be honest with you, he's probably gone. If she's not here, where's the next place she would go? And because she has Evie, it's less likely that she'd go to Alisaria. It's more likely that she'd go to Quintus, take Evie there.
Hmm.
So I kind of am with them, but that's not where she'd be.
No,
She'd not be there.
she's taking the long way to Quintus.
So in chapter 2, we get into Odessa's point of view, back to our main female
Oh yeah.
protagonist.
What's going on? What's happening?
And I have to say, I thought I followed him through the tunnel. I thought that was going to be the initial thing. No, it's like, I'm sitting on the shore of a lake with no name. I stared across water as still and smooth as glass. I'm like, what? What?
How
Why
long
is
has
she?
it been?
What? Where are we at here?
Yeah.
And she's like talking about what if I ran away, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, she's trying to run away
Yeah.
from Brother Dime. By the way, it's me is that every time I say Brother Dime, I literally think of Dime Bar, the chocolate. I just can't help it. It's like Brother Dime, and I just
It just
see
makes me think like of brother, like some monks this to me, like brother dime, brother one. And I'm like, God, like, what is this? This guy just, I just don't get good vibes from brother dime.
I think he's a bit of a pleb, is what I'll say. In the sense that he's a lackey.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
he's a lackey, so I don't quite know where his allegiance lie. He's just a lackey.
Yeah, because do you remember in the last book, the high priest came with them and they realized what she was, and they said, how, and he said, how did you not notice this? And he was like, oh, the girl always just seemed a bit scared of me. So I think he always knew there was something with Odessa, but he's just not been saying stuff. I think he's a
Mhm.
sneak. He's a sneak.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He's a lackey, yeah, but he's a sneak for others. I don't think it's all on him. I don't think he's that smart to be the pro Voster. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think so, but I
Yeah.
just don't trust him anyway.
So anyway, poor Evie and Odessa, the sort of beginning is just they're just in trauma mode.
Yeah, they're,
They just saw that insane battle that was at the end of the last book.
yeah,
People, do you remember that person that had their head cut off and then she tried to put her husband's head
the
back on it?
baker.
The baker.
Yeah, and poor Evie's like, Dad, like, what she thinks. Well, we don't know
No,
actually.
her belief is that her dad is dead.
Dead.
He
Yeah,
died
she's
in front of her. But we
yeah.
don't know Zavier is not her dad, but also
He was
is
in the sort of their little makeshift A&E when
Mhm.
we last hope he
Actually,
survived.
the one thing we did actually miss is in the chapter with Ransom, he does say how is Xavier, and Kathleen said he's still getting medical aid. And he's like, okay, I'm going to Quintus. If Xavier makes it, tell him that. If he doesn't, bury his body next to his mother or something.
Oh yeah, something like
Or
that.
next to my mother, sorry, because Luella is dead as well. And I was just like, so we don't know which way Xavier's gonna go. Is he gonna survive? I think he's gonna survive it.
Yeah,
But
I think he is.
he's clearly not doing good.
No,
So
but I don't think they would do that to a little girl. Like she has to have some kind of hope.
but at this moment in time, she's not doing good.
No.
And so then Odessa sat there by the water with
Yeah.
Evie, and then she gets a little prickle, and she's like, "It must be brother time."
Brother died. But yeah, she does say to him, "Where are you taking us?" I asked for the 100th time. And for the 100th time, he did not answer. Like, seriously, it's going on again. Do you remember when she was like with Zavier and she'd go, "Where's Allesaria?" And he wouldn't even say, he'd just walk off.
Now we understand why though with him, and I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a reason with this, but at this point, if you've just survived an attack,
Get a knife and like put it to his throat. Like, where the freaking hell we go?
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
she's not even trying.
Yeah.
You know, she's not even like attempt of death. Like hold
Maybe
the knife
she's,
to his neck and go, "Do I make myself clear?"
yeah,
And
like,
then he could go, "I'm gonna do that," and then she's like, "I tried," but at least we know she's tried, but nothing's
yeah.
happening here.
She's not even trying to run away.
But then I think it's like, from what I understand, she's going, "Well, Evie is." I'm like, "No, Evie's a badass. She'll handle it.
Yeah, she was
She's
fine.
good. She's good." So anyway, like you say, no, my voice didn't sound like my own. It was too flat. So we cannot linger. That's all he says. And then she's like, "We can't keep going at this pace."
No, because poor girl, she's like, they're on a horse like day and night. That's not good for a little girl.
It's
And
not
they've
good.
got like that little tiger thing on her.
I mean, Odessa's literally got a child, a tiger, and her butt on a horse. That's gonna be painful.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's just like, "You must, child." And I'm like, "I'm stuffed." But like you say, he's
I
an
don't
ass.
trust you.
I don't trust you. But she keeps saying, "I don't know if Ransom is alive." She's like, "He's
Yeah,
alive. I believe it. He's alive." I'm like, "Okay, yep. By the way, he is, but you don't know that." And she also knows that Luella is dead, but she
yeah.
hasn't said that to Evie. Evie doesn't know that because she wasn't there at the time when Luella got happened to. So
Yes, if you don't know that.
she's just like, I think
Because now's not the
Xavier's.
time.
I agree with this. I
Uh-huh.
think if you added that onto the current situation, it's not going to go down.
No. But there is a bit like, so like they can't carry on. He tells her like, right, okay, we've got to keep going. And there's a bit like where they're on the horses, and she's like, Ransom told me to follow the moon, and it would lead me to the encampment. When we turned the wrong way, away from the twin moons, I told Dime we had to turn back, and like he just carried on. And it's another thing where it's just like she didn't like try. She knew she was going the wrong, so she knows she's going the wrong way. She knows she's not going to trio. She knows we're not.
This
She's
is
just not
this
trying.
that's my thing. And then people go, "Well, she's suffering trauma." And I'm like, "No, when you've
Yeah,
got a little kid with you, you'd be like, I don't know where this guy's like she could be leading Evie to her death."
yeah, exactly. She says, I don't know this
So when
person.
she's like, "Oh, I've got to protect her," I don't know. Get on the horse and gallop it the other way, but I think he's holding it, so she
She
can't.
can't get away, but also like
Get a
she
knife,
knows.
ka-ching, go.
She knows like just have some resistance.
Yeah,
Like
it's
get there.
something. Make
Slow them down.
or use the Tarkin.
Yeah, he says we must go.
Phase.
Just
Go
saying, I'm not moving.
phase, bite him.
I'm not moving. Yeah, I'm not moving. He's like,
No,
come on, let's go. No,
no,
drag me.
no, I know.
Okay.
And it's like she's like, he'd taken Freya reins from my grip and continued into the dark. And I'd learned over the past 5 days
5 days has it been going on
that
for?
the Voster delivered most of his orders without any word. So why are you just she's like, "Okay, up we go." I'm sorry, but this is the point where I was like, "Okay, you're starting to really take me off right now. Like you're really taking me off Odessa, like grow some balls." I'm sorry if they're like, "Yeah, but she's going through." No, get you have Ransom that you want to get back to. You have a quest to stop the light side. You've got Evie by your side. Figure it out. Try something. It's the same way when Shields of Sparrow, where she was just like, "I need to find intel," and then just 4 months, nothing.
Did she try? She was
And
like,
then suddenly she was like, "I'm going to try something." And fair enough, the thing she did get caught when she went to the village.
but at least she did
But
it.
she tried something. I
And
mean,
it's
how
just,
long did it take for her to try something?
I know, it did take
I'm
a
sorry,
long
this
time.
is where I start getting ticked off. Anyway, I will keep my reservation.
They're off on this thing, then keep talking, and then all of a sudden, a rider on a black horse trotted into the meadow.
She was like, "Oh, it's Ransom, it's Ransom." It's
Yeah,
not.
she thinks it's Ransom, but it's not, is it? It's, what do you call his name? Brother Score?
Now, yeah, is that how you say his name? I found it quite
Score.
Skore.
Yeah, he
So
was,
let's call him Score. Yes.
and he's going to accompany them as we ride to Ozar. And she's like, "Oh, wait, we're going to Ozar? Why?"
I'm like, hold on. Why did you now say that you're going to Ozark where before you didn't want to share that
Yeah, he
information?
didn't say anything.
And I'm just like, and she's going, nah.
And then he ignored me.
And she's like, not until you tell me why we're going to Ozark. And it's like, it's the path you must take. Again, with this philosophical crap,
What path?
destiny
What?
stuff. Like, that's not an answer to my question. It's the only answer I can give. I tell you what I did with my book. I slammed it on the floor. I was like,
Why is the why? What is going on?
because then she says, then we're leaving and we're going to True to find Ransom. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's right, girl.
Yes,
Stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
And then they're like, they shared a look that made my heart drop, a look that said, I wouldn't find him there. Well, is he? No, he's alive. He's alive.
Yeah, but that's the next bit, isn't it? Because he says, "I want to find him." And she's like, "But this is where your paths divide. He is loyal to the high priest." And she says, "Aren't you?" And it doesn't say, it just goes, "This is a journey you must take alone. It is the only way to discover your dynasty, my dynasty." What? So but-
he's like saying, you have to take this path without. So they've literally separated them two
yeah.
deliberately.
So something's wrong. They don't like the high priest, the other little
No,
brothers.
so Brother Dime is not right. Brother Dime's either playing a double whammy game on both.
Yeah.
Or he's never been loyal to the high priest, which what I think would make sense at this point, because the last time, like you mentioned earlier, when the high Voster grabbed her arm and she was agonizing in pain, and then he asked Brother Dime, "Didn't you know? Did you know?"
Didn't you know?
And then he was like, "Oh, I have played dumb." And I'm now thinking he did know.
He did know when he was trying to.
And the high Voster is going, "I'm calling you out, Brother Dime," and he's like, "I have to try to make myself a bit scarce here." I don't know. It looks like there's division within the Voster.
Exactly.
The brotherhood, not so brotherhoody.
So there's definitely a device. But then also he says, it's the way to discover your dynasty. Dynasty. Why is he saying dynasty? Like,
right. So there's another thing. So we know that Odessa is clearly in some sort of royal. Well, we know because she's dad's royal, right?
yeah. She said, "I promise to keep your father safe."
Yeah. So then it goes back to her father. Like, okay, so her father's not a bad dude. What's happening here?
I don't know. I think there's something sus about her dad.
Yes, I agree.
Remember there were rumors that he killed her mom, and I was like,
Because the other thing is that she says we will not be sailing to Quintus, is what they say, and she's like, why not? It's the fastest route. What aren't you telling me? Why do we need to go to Azar? It's too dangerous. It's too far. What about the monsters? What about the migration? It'll take weeks. And
yeah, but
we're not. She's like, we're not going with you. And then Brother Dime moves closer. He's like, you are. And the sting of his magic gets intensifies. So she knows that basically he could make her do it.
Yeah, but so they're going from Shura to Ozark.
She says, do I have a choice?
And he said, no.
No. And I'm like, so
what?
No, it's all sus. It's all sus.
Yeah, and I feel like she's not standing up to like him, and this new priest is now in the way, so it's making it less likely for her to escape now.
Yeah, she's like, damn, these Vosters, I really should have run away. No shit. No shit. I'm just saying. Like, it's like,
yeah. And then they're just like, get in your horse and move it. And then this other priest is behind them, throwing gusts of wind to hurry them up.
Oh my god. Yeah, Voster's score is just like zero dialogue. Just like,
oh yeah, he just blows wind at you, going, hurry up.
I swear to God, if he blows wind at me, he getting backslapped on this right now.
Yeah, but
he's so rude.
He don't talk. He just throws wind at peeps.
I hate that guy. So anyway, she realizes it's too late. I can't fight against two
Mm.
Vosters. No shit, darling. And she has no choice. But even as his sting intensified, I would have tried it. I would
Yeah,
have
I would
still
have just
tried
like
it. I
it's
probably
better
would
to
have been
be
like,
like, "Oh, I'm gonna slow this down right down. Just sit here."
yeah, but I mean, because the more you're difficult about it.
Yeah, they'll get pissed off with you. They're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah."
So anyway, that ends like that. And we get into chapter 3. And this, we have been introduced to a new character
Yeah.
called chapter 3 is Caspia from Caspia's point of view. So we
Yeah.
don't know who
Who is this
Caspia
person?
who's the spout. It gives like a little sort of italic sort of reading here where she's talking about Silver Eyes drives his sword through Emery's heart. We don't know who Emery is at this point.
Mhm.
Feathers turn to flesh, wings collapse to arms, talons transform to toe. So I'm going, this is Ransom when he killed this person. And she's like, she falls from the stars with the silver eyed warrior. My sister plummets to the earth until there is nothing but blood and dust. And she wakes up. So this person, Caspia, has had a vision of what actually did happen.
Yeah, it did happen. So is this that person, the girl that you found, that's Emery, this girl's sister.
So Emery is the dead girl who's now been burnt, obviously.
Mhm.
He's got a lock of her hair. And this is her sister, but who the hell is Caspia? So we're getting this whole thing. And I have to say, this was a bit of an eye opener because
I was like, "What?"
where the hell is this place?
Yeah, it's like,
Because this ain't Calandra.
no, this is away from Calandra, and it's just like they're living in some kind of like island near the ocean, and yeah.
So it sounds like this girl, she's woken up from this vision. It's very traumatic. And she's wondering if it's a dream or vision, but she's had it so many times now that
Mhm.
she's like, it's not possible. It's definitely a vision.
Yeah.
And she's just been haunted by it. But then, you know, there's like a total description of this place and there's like a coastal view and there's
Yeah.
moonbeams and
So it's a really pretty
it's
place
this
or
very
something.
pretty place. It looks beautiful.
And she's living in a palace as well. So I'm like, okay.
Now
So
I will say that did you not find reading this chapter there are a lot of terms in here that were completely new?
yeah, and I was
That
like,
I was
what
like,
the hell
what
is
is
this?
that? Who is this? What does this mean?
Yeah.
So it was a whole nother kettle of fish of dialogue.
So she wakes up by her cousin. Her cousin comes in, so we meet Xandra, who's like, I don't know, I'm guessing they're the same age and they're cousins and they're, I don't know, do training or whatever together. And she tells her about the vision she's got. So I'm guessing like they're besties, they're cousins and besties.
Yes.
Yeah. And she tells her, yeah, and she's like, oh, you need to tell the queen about your vision. And she says, she vexes, she says, cursing is strictly forbidden for the quinscent. So I'm like, what's that?
Yeah, so how do you
Quinscent.
yeah, that's so Quiescent,
So
quiescent.
that looks like
So
there's ranks.
yeah, so I thought, is this a type of species? But it's not.
No, it's a
It
rank.
must be like but it's like a rank, a level of but I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was a level of evolution or a level of the army.
Like you're an adolescent
Yeah,
element. So you're a quinscent.
so
You're
that
not an
you can come
adult
of
right now.
age. It sounds like that's what
Yeah.
the thing is.
Huh.
So Xandra, there's also another term that gets used, Nelfinex people.
I don't really know what that is.
So rings to represent royalty to our countries, to the Nelfinex people, to our family, to the Starling. Now we get where the book's name is
Right,
coming in.
the
That's
Starling. But yeah, she's saying like Xandra is saying like you got to tell the queen about your vision, Queen Olina, Olinia, and that's their aunt as well.
Oleana.
Oliana,
Oleana, I should say.
sorry.
Oleana. So she's the queen of this place, the Nelfinex people, and it sounds like she dismisses her a lot when she has
Yeah,
visions.
I just want to hear it.
She doesn't want to hear it, or she's playing like, "Don't talk to me." But Xandra, sorry, is very supportive of
Yeah,
her cousin, saying, "I think you should try it." And it sounds from the discussion that Caspia was very close with Xandra and Emery, that
yeah,
they believed her visions, that they took it for what it was. They
yeah,
thought she had a gift, whereas other people are like, "Mm, it's probably just a dream." And you're just like,
yeah.
whatever's.
But Xander says she has to tell it because it turns out she has to tell it like for your own peace of mind and for Gracilia. And it turns out Emery has a child called Gracilia. So
Yes.
yeah,
So she has a child that she left.
yeah.
And Emery, so we kind of find out from this chapter that Emery left
Yeah, she left.
this place.
But that wasn't like out of the ordinary. Sometimes she would just fly away and then come back a couple of days later. But she says, but if Emery has been murdered, there must be retribution. For Gracilla's sake, I needed to tell my aunt it was the Starling way. And I'm like, right, okay.
So, but there's two different types of the Nelphinex people and then the Starling way.
Well,
So
no, I think the Nephilites they are, but like there's ranks, so like, but they're special. So there's Quincent, and then Starling is like the top one.
okay. Because the
That's
other
how I'm
thing she
getting it.
says, they'd come and frequent her visions when she was a child. But as I'd grown from, like you say, a nestling to a quinscent, as I'd matured into a
Mhm.
woman, they'd come more often, sometimes every 4 or 5
Mm.
suns. So you're right. I think the next one up from that is Starling. So maybe
Yeah.
it's like mother or something when you get up to that level. I'm not sure.
But they're walking around, and so like one of the guards says to them, Princess Caspia and Princess Alexandra. So we now know
They're royal.
they're royal.
Yes.
They're royal, and that's their aunt. They're a part of this. So maybe it's only like the Quincent and Starlings are only for the royal family.
That's a good point, actually. And
Yeah.
and the other thing that gets mentioned as well is they refer to by the grace of the divine, which is not what Odessa would do. She'd always sign the 6.
Yeah.
So it feels like they have a whole different thing going on.
Yeah.
So she's like, give us the right by the grace of the divine, turn us true. And very important, the thing that we said in the last one where she's like, oh, there's that, the necklace she has
Oh yeah.
that she feels really warm to, but she doesn't know. And then
And
she
she
saw
has
it in
it on her-
Luella's book, but didn't decide to go,
Yeah.
why don't I read up on that? We now say that the Caspia says she's lifted my own necklace, pressing a kiss to the emblem of a Nelphinex of the Starling as I gave the silent prayer. So, okay, so Odessa is
They're
from
linked.
this.
Yeah, but how
Her
is she
mom is
linked?
from there. Her mom is now from this
How is she
place.
linked to this? Like, yeah, exactly. Which part of
Because
family?
we don't know
Like,
who her mom is. So her mom's clearly from here.
yeah, and we don't know if she is part of the royal family or if she's something. I don't know. So we need to find out more about this. But at least there's some answers here. I was kind of a bit like,
They
good.
also do this thing where they go, make a vow, then your courage won't win.
Blessed be the fruit.
Blessed be the fruit. The Lord opeth.
Yeah, but it turns out that Princess Caspia and Princess Sandra are not starlings yet. You have to do a rite to become a starling or something, and you don't know. You just feel it. Feel it.
Yeah, so it's I feel like it's like a spidey sense type
Yeah.
thing, and then suddenly you go, ooh, it's coming.
I need to go and do a rite.
Did you
I don't know what that ever be, but
ritual or some
yeah.
shouldn't it?
Anyway,
So,
she goes to sees around, and yeah, she says like because Emery has had like disappeared and nobody knows where she is.
but the other significant thing as well is that their mothers.
Yeah, their mother's
So the
disappeared.
queen is actually their aunt. So Emery and Caspia are sisters. Caspia's the niece of the queen.
Yes.
But their mum had also left.
Yeah, and we don't know what happened to
Right.
her.
So who's that?
I know that's a bit sus, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
You're like, interesting.
And she loves them. Apparently, Queen's like raised them as her own.
Yeah.
So it's a tight relationship. It's fine.
But yeah, she doesn't believe her when she says like, I had a vision again, and she just doesn't.
She tries to hone home now. She's like, look, I've had this way more times. This is weird. I need you to know there's a person. He killed Emery. And the aunt is not having it. She's like, nope, it's totally not true. It's not. And then when she pushes again, she basically screams at her. She like proper
shuts her
screams at
down,
her.
shut you down and stuff. But yeah, so she doesn't. That seems a bit too like over the top. Like she knows that's true, and she don't want to hear it.
No, and the other problem is that seems to be a significant thing in the conversation is the Starling, Nelfit, the next people or whatever, they are not all transitioning into their
Oh yeah, Starlings.
their Starling form or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So she's finding that
She's
less
25.
and
Yeah.
less are not transitioning. And so now she's saying, well, if they don't, then the Starlings can ride on the monstery animals there. And so there's clearly
It is
some weird
weird.
stuff going on there.
Yeah, because she says at 25 summers, I was long overdue for my rituals. Elena had shifted at 15, Emery and Saskia both at 16. So she's 25.
Yeah, which is apparently you're probably not going to shift now. And even Zandra is like, I've made my peace with it. If it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen because I
Yeah.
haven't felt anything. Like you say, we know that the girl that's dead by Ransom, Emery, shifted
Mhm.
in 16. So that's probably about the right age, like
Yeah.
mid puberty. You change, but it's not
Mm,
happened for them. So yeah,
something's happened. Yeah. Or something's like stopping, but it's not carrying in the bloodlines. But yeah, so but we find out as well that like that basically a bit more about the Starling and the history, and it was in their blood, and the shifting happens, and you turn into a bird. That's what happens.
yeah, like a crux,
Yeah,
like
a
a
crux.
crux. You
You
turn
literally
into a crux.
so if you're Starling and you do the whole ritual, I don't even know what the rite is that you have to do. The thing is, as a Starling, you get to like shift into a giant bird, which is the crux. But only
Yeah,
these
but
people can do it.
what's insane, right, is that before Ransom says, when you kill a crux, were they ever like turned into people? And she's like, no, cruxes are just cruxes. Which there are. There are cruxes that are just cruxes. They're just like monsters. They're not changed into people. So it's very perplexing right now. It's
Yeah.
like it seems like this place does not exist in Calandra.
No, it's not in Calandra. It's
It's got
somewhere else.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah. And yeah, but is her like aunt is still like, maybe it will call you and stuff like that. But she's just like, no, no, I feel like I need to go. And it's fine. And yeah, as you said, she shuts her down.
Yeah.
And she said, but then she says, we must focus on our family, this country. The Beeson King has been pushing against our southern
Who the hell
border.
is the Beeson King?
Who's the Beeson? It's not on the map. We don't know who the
We
Beeson
don't
King
know.
is.
We lost.
And she says, I will not let a single Nelphonex person suffer the same fate as the Velvios Telfer. And I'm like, what the hell is what? What's the Velvios Telfer?
That's another thing. See, there were so many little things
Yeah, it's
in
a
this
lot.
chapter initially that was like, what is that? What does that mean? Who's this? More questions. More questions.
Yeah. We will not
So
be hunted to near extinction.
Belvios Telfer. So is there something like a Crux migration for these guys
Yeah, that they're just
that they're like
maybe the
freaking out?
Nelspio Telfer are like the humans. And she's like, they're hunting us to extinction, so that's why we have to go after them or something.
Maybe.
Like, that's why we're gonna go
Or
kill
is
them.
it the Voster?
Maybe it is. Yeah,
Maybe it's the
the
Voster.
Velvios, so maybe Voster Telfer. So maybe it's they've just shortened the name.
Because they have magic
Voster.
and they just want.
Yeah, because like if you shorten it, it's like Voster, isn't it?
Well, there's no
Velvios Telfer.
Voster, and it's
And it's just gone and it's just been shortened.
possible. Possible.
Maybe. Oh God.
Oh.
More questions, more things. But yeah.
But basically, she just stops. She goes, "Okay, fine, I'll
Yeah.
drop it."
And she's about to leave when all of a sudden she says she got a tingling sensation up her arms, raising bumps on her flesh. My blood
She
stirred.
kind of leaps a bit. She goes, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and then Xander's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm not going to say anything." Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and
So
it's
she
the
knows
Rites. The Rites has started
it's starting. She's starting to get the tingly tingles.
after this, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna go."
But I think
Boom.
because she's pushing for this vision, it's almost like it's saying, "You're going in the right direction. Keep going that way."
Yeah,
It's almost like
Boom.
guiding her to go nudge nudge. So yeah, so we found that, and she's like, but it sounds like she makes this look, and Xandra's looking at her,
she
her
knows.
cousin, going, "Oh God, what are you thinking?" And she's looking at the sea because she's going, "I need to get answers. I need to leave."
And it's pulling her.
It's pulling
the
her,
right.
and then she's like, "Oh, what's that look?" She's like, "The look that says you're gonna get us into trouble." And you're thinking, okay, So
Yeah.
what's going to happen here is Caspia is going to leave wherever this place is to get to where Odessa is.
Yeah.
And then that's what's pulling her.
I think it's Odessa that's pulling her.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not
Odessa's
the
pulling
whole
her.
like revenge.
Yeah, no. It's not like she's going to be like, we need to get revenge. But at the same time, we don't know why Emery went and attacked a bunch of people.
Yeah.
We can guess maybe
Voster.
Lysa. Could it be
Voster.
Voster?
They were there.
And maybe he's like, well, he's a Voster sympathizer, dude. But Luella, maybe they were targeted deaths. We don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Oh.
chapter 4.
Yeah, we're back to Odessa. And she's still traveling. She's traveling in the dark with the two monks or whatever, and the Evie and stuff like that. And she's just like, oh, we're going too far. Like a lot of this, I just kind of was like, yeah, great. It's just a lot of traveling. She's getting no answers. She's thinking about, there's a lot of recap about like what had happened in the
Yeah,
like,
she
previously.
gone through the trauma stuff. She's still traumatized. Yeah. And Evie is very much traumatized, poor girl. And she's just having to sit in this bloody saddle. Do you imagine how uncomfortable that is? So Evie's not having a good time of it.
So yeah, it's kind of a bit more of a recap for those who might have not read Shield of Sparrow to tell them what's actually kind of going on.
Yeah, but this is the thing that takes me off in this, right? Because you're thinking, why, Odessa? Why aren't you just leaving? No, she's Ransom trusted the priest. That had seemed like enough of a reason to follow Brother Dime out of that dungeon in Elder.
No,
it
the whole of your
didn't.
life.
It didn't.
Hated them. So what's going on? But anyway, like she's doing.
But she even says maybe my husband was wrong because he is.
That's wrong. So they're walking, and all of a sudden they hear a roar. It's a Grizzer.
Well, they're all pulled to her, aren't they?
Oh yeah, the monsters are all pulled to her.
But also, they're not in Trua anymore. They're in Ozark.
No,
If they not crossed
they're
the
just
border?
on the border, like they are like just literally on the border bit.
She's not sure. She says we could be in Trua or Ozark or Evan Ravine, which apparently is the sort of between bit.
So yeah, they hear a roar and she's like, they're like, we've got to go. Like, hold on. So he's like bolting now. They're all like running to get away from this Grizzly, which they wouldn't know. Like,
well, it's funny because he's like, again, he's like, blow, and she's like, give us a minute. He's like, and she's like, oh, that's why you were blowing at my back so many times. Move it.
No, but to also get the scent away because maybe like that's the so they kind of know that like they need to like mask her scent because all the monsters are drawn to her. And you're like, oh, okay. So that, yeah, they keep riding fast until they get to a cabin at the edge of like the wood.
That's right. Yeah. Cause so we get in score. So Brother Score is pretty clever when he wants to be, but obviously
doesn't say nothing. He says nothing.
Sus immediately. So yes, you're right. We get to a cabin and we're thinking, what's going on? But it seems like a really lovely couple.
No, it was a nice couple. So yeah, because you're thinking, oh God, are they going to keep them there forever? But it's not. It's a nice couple who live there and they're like friends of the Voster and they take them in and you're like, they were nice. What's going on here?
Are they nice or are they not?
Yeah, no, they were nice. Like it's like a husband wife.
But are they really?
I think they are.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think they are.
I don't trust anyone now. I don't trust nothing.
So yeah, they get in and like the Voster will stay in the barn.
I'm also very happy they had a kettle. Can I just say that?
Yeah, it said like put the kettle on. I was like, what technology?
Respect.
Not a teapot and stuff like that.
Put the kettle on, darling.
Kettle on.
We'll all have a kettle. Anyway, yes, they say, are we staying here? Brother Dime's like, yes, you're gonna stay here. But it looks like Brother Dime,
him and Brother Score are going to like stay in the barn away from them, and she and Eva are going to stay in the house.
She's like shelter for the sparrow. He says,
yeah. How does
so Brother Dime's like, we need shelter for the sparrow, and Odessa's like, I'm just gonna call her out, and they're like, of course, come in.
So everybody knows about the sparrow.
I don't know, but so Damon and Sally live there. Sally's preggers.
Oh yeah.
And they seem like a really sweet couple. They're not. She's like, okay, by the way, I do have a tarpon on me phase, just as a heads up. They're like, okay.
Yeah, they seem okay about it.
Yeah,
so
they're okay. They're like, you got any milk and stuff, and then get clean and everything. And she's like, so yeah. And she says my necklace was tucked under the collar of my metal warm. The metal warm against my skin. So we keep getting references to this, right?
Yeah.
Occasionally. So, and then she's also hidden the cuff, but didn't Damon look at the cuff?
Damon knew what it was. I think he looked at it and he saw it and he was like, I know what that is. Or like maybe he knew who had it. Like maybe he knew that was Ransom's cuff and he was like, oh, you got that.
Interesting.
So it was a bit like sus how he knew it. But yeah, but she notices a necklace that's up there as well. And it turns to be, it's a lion wick that Damon's father gave to him.
That's right.
And apparently it's a story where he trapped a monster. Sorry, no, he found a monster in a trap and he set it free. And the monster gave his dad a claw. And then if he wore it around his neck, he never fell sick.
Yeah, it's like a respect for the monster was like, here you go. Sorry,
Yeah, it is.
I wanted to say it was my tooth, but so it's just like, here's my little claw, have it.
Yeah,
Have
and then
funsies.
you can
And he
like
never got sick, and then he passed it to his son
yeah,
after, and then he passed away, and then his son was fine.
yeah,
And so he's like, and when I have my child, I'll pass it to them. And you're like, okay, okay, interesting. She's like, a fanciful story is what Sally says. I think they both just like
yeah.
how it looks. And he's like, maybe you're right. And
But
she's like, but also maybe it was magic.
yeah, and she knew it was a
Mhm.
story in the journal, the Lysa journal that Luella had.
That's right, because she still got those books. Thank God she took them.
Thank God.
Thank
And
God.
thank God she never told anyone about them as well.
No.
Because yeah, that's the thing. I was just like, oh God. But yeah, but she said she found it quite bad, like when she read about the books and stuff, that it's in the old language, so she can't really read it that much.
Yeah, she's like the old language. And she was like, I wasn't sure how or when, but even if that took me months, I'd read every page of this journal. So for the clues for the Lysa, because she's obviously trying to save Ransom and stop this insanity.
Yeah.
So they managed to go to bed, basically.
Go and have a
and
nice sleep after
sleep
all this bloody thing.
instead of being on a horse all the time. Which I'm gonna say your ass is probably
Yeah, it's not
ow.
good. It's not good. Like it'll
Uh-uh.
be painful. They need a whole day or something to like to rest up a week probably.
Yeah. So we get into chapter 5 and we're back to Caspia, an interesting character that
Yeah.
has come about.
I'm
And
quite enjoying Caspia's bit rather than Odessa's bit at the moment because
at
I'm
the
like,
moment,
I'm
yes.
getting things and I'm not getting anything out of Odessa right now. I'm like,
Correct.
come on, Odessa.
Yes, I am also agreed with that. But so we start with Caspia is essentially it looks like she packing her bags.
Yeah.
She's leaving. She's written the letters for, her cousin Zandra, one for Graciela, who's
Yeah.
Emery's daughter, and obviously the Queen, Aunt
Yeah.
Lyanna. And she's like, okay.
And she's saying like, I'm leaving to complete my ritus and avenge Emery's death. So that's what she thinks. I think it's not going to be that.
I don't think it's gonna go down
Yeah.
that way, girl. She's like, kill the silver-eyed man who dared to take a Starling's life. But you're just like, but he doesn't even know you guys exist.
No, you were attacking him, so he was just doing it with
But this
self-defense.
is what I mean. But he's like, oh, this is person, and if you kill a Starling, it feels like there's some kind of like this is the balance of the universe. But how can there be a balance if they don't even understand the existence of you guys?
Yeah,
Unless he knows something, and but he doesn't know because he said, how is that possible? And they're all like,
it
even
is weird.
Kathleen was like, I don't know.
It's weird.
So no. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here.
But yeah, so this has all been happening and she's kind of leaving now. She's like sneaking out to get like to do this ritus and stuff like that. And so she's putting her cloak on, getting her knives and running to get a boat. But in the middle of that, she says, not every Quinsent survived their first shift. The rite was as dangerous and deadly. What was that why my mother had left Niferix? Maybe she'd been called to her ritus after birthing 3 daughters, and the challenge had taken her life.
3 daughters.
Yeah.
We only know of 2. Can I just make that point out? Because
Yeah.
Zandra isn't her sister.
No. So
She's never mentioned another sister.
no, she
She
hasn't
says, I've
actually.
birthed 3
Daughter.
daughters, and that's why my mom left. She doesn't even know why mom left, right?
She's got no idea.
I'm gonna
She's like,
tell you why her mom left. She got pregnant with the 3rd one, went to Quintus, married the king. He found out something, murdered her, and then kept Odessa. That's my theory anyway. So, okay, it sounds like the place is literally called Nelphinex.
Yeah,
Okay,
Phoenix. Yeah.
fine.
So there's loads of secrets in her family really about that. And she's like, right, okay, I need to find out anyway. This thumb in my, I need to find out what's going on. Need to go. So
Mhm.
she is leaving to get on a boat.
Yeah, so there's apparently pirates that are around there. So she pays off this pirate guy with these falter armbands that the royals have, and apparently they're very expensive fortune. So she has spent quite a large fortune on this
Yeah.
travel. And the captain was an infamous pirate, but he didn't ask questions, so it was a sweet deal for her.
Yeah.
And so she's off to the shore to the ship,
Yeah.
and that's her journey, and she's like none of the guards seem to mind. They're just like, "Oh, it's just a princess going about
Just
her
like,
business, you know, she's
oh,
just
if
doing
you're
it."
starting to allowed to go like in and out, aren't you? If you're not consent, you're not allowed to. But she's put a hood up and everything and has like the rings, so it looks like she is the
The
Starling
Starling, that's
that's
right.
going out. But so the rings in her hand were Emery's, and she'd stolen them.
Yes.
And then she says, when my sister had left show with Max, this is again,
Who's Max?
she'd left her Elfata rings behind, just like she'd left Priscilla. So bit bit upset about that, I think she is. But she's like, yeah. So, but we found out as well, this place is called Show, or is it Nelfelix? I thought like,
I thought it was
oh,
called
maybe
Nelphinex.
the place is called Nelfelix,
Maybe
and
the
this is the
town is
city.
called Show.
Yeah, the town and city is called Show. And then, but anyway, there's another person called
Or maybe it's
Max.
the other way around. We'll find out, I'm sure.
So she said she'd like had a massive fight with their aunt and then about Max. And since Alenia had no daughters, Emery was supposed to be her heir. My aunt had forbidden Emery from taking a Beeson as a consort and delivered an ultimatum.
Oh, he was a Beeson. So
Oh,
he was
like the
the
bad
well,
kings. Yeah,
so maybe they call people in Calandra Beesons.
maybe.
Like human Beesons, whatever.
Beeson king.
Interesting.
But
Okay, so
she,
he a bad guy,
yeah,
apparently. So she left with Max and left everything. So either she
even her daughter, and
even
she
her
just left.
daughter.
Yeah,
Mm, and she's thinking, how could she do that? I don't know.
yeah,
But maybe there was another when she'd been killed by a silver-eyed man. I intended to find out, obviously, right.
yeah,
She wants to find answers to why her sister is dead. But also see there's that third sister.
yeah. Well, there's another person called Saskia, and I don't know if that's the other sister or is that a cousin.
It's not clear at this
It's
point.
not
It's not
like
clear. We're not sure.
so. Yeah, but she says like when we'd been abandoned by our mother, Emery knew how it felt. How could she do that to her child? So I'm like,
Mhm.
what's going on here?
There's
Like,
more there's more to this for sure.
yeah,
And I have to say I'm loving the swear word vex.
Vex. It's just like
I'm very vexed right now. It's like
Vex. I stuck my
vexed.
hand. Yeah, but yeah, she's got running off. She's got the ring. She's got things, and she's just going off to this boat where the guy called Cap, and he's apparently like really like
He's like
devilishly
Zimbad. He's like Sinbad
like
basically. He's like buff as
yeah, it's
hell.
supposed to be
Like
buff and gorgeous.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so she's got in there and like on the boat and given him payment of her jewelry and yeah. But then she hears this piercing scream in the air and it's her aunt Olenia. And she's turned into a crux.
That's right. She like doing her nightly flight, but she
Yeah.
doesn't notice her or anything like that. She just looks up and goes, "I make a vow," and
Yeah, and then she's just on the ship and she sails. But she's saying to them like she can't tell the crew where they're going. She's just following this like
the pool.
the pull in her like yeah, in her blood. She's just like this way, keep going this way. So I don't know like how she's convinced the captain to be like, we're going over there.
I think that's why has spent her fortune because it
Yeah.
sounds like she spent her entire fortune,
Yeah, just
and
to go
he's
that
gone.
way.
Okay, you point me in this direction, and I'll go that way, and that's fine. So yeah, but she's like, "I will avenge her, my queen. You have my vow." I have a funny feeling that if you make a vow, does that mean it's solid?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe it
Like you
is.
can't back out of it
How's
or
she
you
gonna get
die?
back?
Well, unless this guy comes with her, I have no idea,
Yeah.
you know? So anyway, it ends with her going on the ship, going on her
Right.
adventure, or Rites,
Rightus, yeah.
and then we've moved into chapter
Which is
6
back to
here.
Odessa in the little cabin house.
Yes, and Odessa's even having a vision slash dream. It's a dream, really.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
not a vision because it already happened.
it's Briella when she got the sword,
Why is
the
she
knife.
giving her 2 seconds of her dream?
Yeah, when she's
Who
like, "Oh,
cares?
you killed my boyfriend," and then yeah, she went.
One moment Brianna stands in the street, the next she's gone. Yeah, because she asked for it.
Yeah, she did ask for that. But
Sorry,
yeah,
not sorry. Briella sucks.
you love the wrong man, Briella.
Yeah. I
Sorry.
mean, sorry, you like that kind of guy that's willing to just kill a kid and no, come on. I mean, he didn't try to kill the kid, but I mean, he did it in front of the kid, so whatever. Anyway, so she wakes up after she's in a small bedroom in the cottagey place of this new couple that have taken them in, and she's been fed and watered essentially. But yeah, she's still feeling pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and she tries to make the map, isn't she? She's trying to make the map of like she's got a secret map that she puts out and a different thing.
Yeah,
And
because she's
she's
been using that to draw the missing pieces of her.
yeah, and they told her that like is it Elander was the furthest away place to
That's right.
Allesaria, and she was kind of been using the the little cuff that Ransom gave her to find the secret path. And it turns out like it's somewhere in the Alexandra Mountains, is it? So we find out that yeah, Alazaria is in the Axmar Mountains. But that's how we go. The mountains are pretty large. So we don't
Yeah.
know where about it, but that is the road in there. So she knows it's in there.
Yeah. So it's all getting a little bit now real. It's getting closer to, okay, that's where it is. We now know where the road is, but she's still stuck with these Voster. So I don't
Yeah.
know which path is supposed to be her path, but she's hiding that stuff away for now. I mean, someone's going to find it.
Yeah,
Someone's going to
someone
find
will
it.
find it and it will be one of those big reveals like, I can't believe you're like her dad will find it and say like,
Lied to me, kind
yeah,
of thing.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, she's putting it together and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it was somewhere in those mountains,
She
Alisaria.
does say, though, she says, a capital, Allesaria, guarded by blood oaths and magic, yet somehow Ransom had circumvented the nuances of a blood oath. But I think that's because he has Lysana.
Maybe.
So it's corrupted. So the blood isn't his blood anymore. Depends when
So
he
yeah.
made the blood
Well,
oath.
he never told her where it is. He just gave her the cuff and the cuff.
But it's a way that he could do it where I
Mhm.
don't think many other people could do it that way. Like Kathleen did it through books.
Books. Yeah.
But yeah.
So they couldn't really see it. So yes, then yeah, she kind of goes through. They're going to get like breakfast or something, and Evie comes down in her bloody shirt
Oh my
and has a
God.
bit of a
Because they're all like, she's basically looking like Carrie, just like stuff from Xavier's still
yeah.
left on it. And she's like,
Are you not going to wear the nice blue one? And she's like, no, it's my shirt. And she's like, no, take it off. And she has a massive meltdown because obviously, like that's
that's her daddy's shirt. Well, to her is. It's her
Mhm.
daddy. It's the only thing she's got
blood.
left of her daddy. And she's like, take it off. And she's
Yeah,
like,
and
and
she's just
then,
breaking down. And she's like, yeah, I'm not going to tell you about Luella just yet.
yeah, wise
No,
decision. So
no.
anyway, so she's having a moment out in the looking at the mountains, isn't she?
Yeah, just like, "Oh god, let's just let her be. She needs her mom." And
Yeah.
she's just like, "Oh, I don't know about that." Like,
Yeah, Sally comes in from behind and starts
yeah.
trying to comfort her. And she's like, "No, I think you're doing well." But she even says, like, "I think I can try to get the stains out." And
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
she tries to get the stains out for the poor little girl who's, like, crying now. "Whoa, like, this is all I have left of my father." And she's like, "Okay, fair enough." But, yeah, like, she knows that she's not a poor substitute for her mom.
"Yes,
So and, like, poor, like, Evie doesn't know that she's like, "Hi, I'm your sister-in-law." Like, she doesn't know that.
nope."
So, yeah, but as soon as she's like kind of thinking about that, she gets a prickle on her skin, and it's brother Dime again, going friggin' hell. What's happening? He's like, I'm leaving. Bye.
I love it. He's like, "I've been got." Basically, he says he's put off the high priest for too long,
Oh yeah,
so he now needs to show face.
was supposed to show up for an appointment or something
So it
with him.
sounds like his brotherhood meeting and you meant to go see the high priest when he calls, and Brother Dan's been kind of like pawning him off a bit,
Mm.
and he's gonna get in the shit. I
He
think
is
the
gonna
high
shit.
priest is gonna like literally rinse him with
Like,
torment and
where are you?
torture. what are you doing?
Because they both
Where have you
went to
been?
Eldar together. And then I don't know where the high priest went, but Brother Down stayed to escort them out. And you're like, huh.
They all separated, didn't they? So,
And she
yeah.
says, like, okay, you told me that Ransom was loyal to the high priest and made it seem like a fault. And he says, we all have our role to play. Like, he's not giving away anything, but he's like, what?
Yeah, like who's making this thing? We all have our role. I didn't sign up for no role.
And she does keep asking. He's like, this is not the time for questions. Oh, for God's sake, when is the time for questions?
This
There is
isn't
no
the time for
questions.
questions. There's so many questions.
Yeah, where are you going? What did the high priest ask about my mother? And then he says, he'd ignored them.
Yeah, what did he do? He turned and he walked away.
Yeah, but she does get out of him that she wants to learn the old language. And she just said,
away. They always walk away.
oh no, but before he walks away, he goes, oh, Brother Scar will teach you. Oh, so you can answer that question.
Answer questions that suit them is basically what it is. How can he even talk? He's doing the Zavier thing. I only talk when I need to talk.
Yeah, and then he just goes, and then he says, "Oh, we will meet again, child." He's like, "Can't wait."
I love her sarcasm. She's just like, yeah, I can't wait.
But then she's like, she sees him going away, but then she feels like another shiver down her spine, and she sees like Brother Score behind her, but he doesn't.
Right up behind her.
He doesn't have that part. You know how she can feel like the Voster's tingling. He doesn't give her that. Nothing.
She couldn't feel anything.
No.
And then she was like, what? So that's weird. So Brother Score is not from the same, or maybe because he has magic.
He does have
It's
magic.
not that he doesn't have magic. So it's not about him not having it.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
But maybe he uses different magic. Maybe what he's using is
some kind
manipulated by alchemy or something.
Maybe because she can't feel him. She can't sense
Maybe
him.
she feels magic that's wrong. And then magic that's fine is right.
That's in her favor.
I don't know. I'm just on speculation.
I have no idea, but she can't sense him, and then she doesn't like that, so she runs away and goes, "I got to check on Evie."
Yeah, she's like,
she doesn't know if he's weaker than the others or like what was going on, but she's like, "I need to get to a ship to sail a Crescent." The Crescent?
Crescent is where the whole marrow eels things was at the beginning of the book.
To find her husband.
And then she's like, well, not if I found him first. You're like, girl, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. She's stuck with these Vosters.
She's stuck there.
Okay.
Yeah, but we go back to then Caspia again. She's on this boat.
Chapter 7, yeah.
Into like just basically following this tug that she's got.
Feels like she's been on it for maybe like a day.
Yeah, and the ship's captains are there, and she's just like, right, okay. And all of a sudden that they hear saying, Cap, we got a problem.
We got a stowaway.
A stowaway on the boat. That turns out to be Xandra.
I mean, I did think she would, because she says, well, I got that weird look on you. So she was like, she's going to do something. And she went,
she knew.
There she is. I'm going to follow her. And she went in there. And it's so funny because I love the whole thing that they brought out. Like, Caspia is just like, of course she's there.
Yeah, she's just like, and she's just like, oh, there's a stowaway here. This is my cousin. Don't worry. And he's like, well, you need extra payment. She's like totally flirting with Cap.
Okay, can I just say Xandra's my new favorite character.
She's hilarious.
She's brilliant. She's great. Yeah, so what she's basically saying.
So she goes, then I guess I'll have to pay. And she gave both of the men, still caging her for his death. And then she flipped back the fabric, revealing the bands wrapped around her bicep. And she went, how many?
I know, and he's like, all of them. And she's like,
say please.
She's like, and he's like, well, you have to give me them all or I'll throw you overboard. And she's like, then I'll guess I'll have to pay them.
She's flirting.
Yeah. And she's just like, he's grinning. She's grinning. And
yeah.
But it's funny because she's like, say please.
And like, Caspia's just like, I pitied the man already. By the time we reached whatever it was we were going, she'd have crawled under his skin and into his bed.
I mean, she's like, she knows her cousin. She's like, I know what power she holds. And then she takes, and she goes, okay, welcome aboard the
Uh,
Karina is, or
Serena.
Serena maybe.
Okay.
Your name? Do you really need it? No. He winked at her and then jerked his chin so his man went back to work. And
Yeah.
then Xander stares at the calf as his retreating form and his muscled ass before she smiled and sauntered
Yeah,
away.
she's gonna
Like
get
she's
down.
such a hoe and I love it. So then when she meets up with Caspia again, she's like,
Yeah, she says
you
all
shouldn't
this.
be here. And she's like, neither should you. This is my righteous. What if it's my time too? She's like, is it? No, not yet. Maybe not ever.
No, so she's like, yeah, put it. So this is more than your right, isn't it? You're going to, because of a vision, to seek vengeance for Emery. And she's like, yeah, I'm doing that too. The silver-eyed man will face us both.
Yeah, that's right. And so
Poor
she's,
Ransom.
but then this says marrow eels starboard side, two of them, and we're like,
Oh
holy
yeah,
shit, we know what marrow eels are like.
yeah,
We better be what? Now this was a shock for me. I
yeah,
was like, okay. So the marrow eels, like all the pirates are like getting ready to like, holy crap,
uh,
we've
uh,
got like, you
yeah.
know,
Like get them put. They just sit at like either
they just
side of the
like
ship.
sort of, yeah, nice, yeah.
They go to either side of the ship and just put their hands out, don't they? And the creatures just swirl around diving and like playing with them, like
Yeah.
playing like knock their hands and stuff. So they're just like happy to be touched and like
Yeah, and she sort of just she say something sweet, swim free, beauty. Like as in she said,
yeah.
and
So
then
they're like they said, I'd never once feared an animal, no matter how dangerous they might be. The marrow wheel returned again and like rolled against my hand. So
yeah, but have you noticed that when Odessa touched the marrow eel, it cut her hand. Remember
yeah,
in the
why did
Shields
it
of
cut her hand?
Sparrow, she went like that to touch the scales because the first time she's seen a marrow eel. I mean, fair enough,
Uh-huh.
it was dead, so I don't know if that changes
Uh-huh.
anything. And she went, "Oh my god, ow!" Whereas Ransom didn't do anything. But that could be the Lysa, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But then she's just said like, "Did she stroke it?"
Yeah, she stroked it and nudged her hand.
Yeah, but there's
But
no conversation about it having done that.
yeah, she just say like, yeah, they're all fine. And then they go off.
So maybe that's the thing is she hasn't quite completed her right to see journey, and so that's why it's not working for her. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on, but the crew is like surprised by it. And
Yeah, and
so
they're all
they're
like, Starlings, they can do this stuff.
yeah, that they come back to work and all this kind of it's weird because all the Starlings as well are all women and all the royalty are women. I've not seen any men. There's no talk of dads.
That's
There's no
true.
talks. It's all been moms, cousins and aunts and stuff. No dads, no uncles, no
Yeah.
kings or anything like that. So
But the crew are pretty like, oh my God, wow. And
mhm.
then they get back to work and
And then we find out like when they get back to it, they're just like, was it intentional choosing Max's brother? And that's pirate. So the pirate is Max's brother, who is actually still trying to find his brother as well.
right. So that's another key point because I didn't realize that was his brother.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, she loves to fly. And she's like, I hate flying, says Sandra. She's like, and then they talk about like, maybe I'll just be like a marrow eel. So it sounds like they can kind of decide.
Yeah, if you went to a starling, you can change shape into whatever animal you want.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, right, okay. And just say like, yeah. So it's really weird. I didn't know that you could change that. But also, she's more hoping that Cap will know maybe some more information about where Max is, so that that was the same place that her sister went. And
I have to
hopefully
say,
your vision's wrong.
the thing though, the balance is great because she's like, "Oh, what would you?" She's like, "I don't like flying." She's like, "Maybe I'll," and she's like, "A marrow eel, perhaps." She's like, "Depends on how things go with the pirate." She says with a mischievous grin. She's like, "Oh, I think he's your pirate now," and she's like,
Yeah.
"Okay." So
Yeah.
I think he is searching for his brother, but yeah.
Yeah. And she does go into it a bit more like, so her visions, she says when she was 5, she had a dream of a theft in the palace
Oh
um,
yeah, that did
and it
happen.
did happen and she knew who the thief was, etc. When she was 12, Sasuke was called to her Rites, 2 loons. After she left, she hadn't returned and everybody was scared that, but she'd got like a a vision that she was in the desert somewhere and
Yeah.
she'd return back. So she said everything that she's done, like seen, has been true.
Yeah.
So she knows
She knows.
her
She's been
sister's
gifted
dead.
with these visions, so it's definitely happening.
Yeah, so she knows that this is true because it's always come true before, but nobody will take it serious.
So they're like, right, our quest remains the same. It's about vengeance.
Yeah.
If we go, let's continue. So that's kind of like key points in that chapter as we find out Zandra's on board. They're like, okay, I'm going to go to bed now. You know, Zandra's like, well, I bet I should find my own sleeping arrangement.
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, that's how we leave it with Zandra going, yeah, you should get some rest.
She's like, I guess I'll have to talk to my pretty pirate about my sleeping arrangements. And you're like, God damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I kind of obsessed with her. So anyway, we go back to chapter 8, Odessa, and she's now obviously without brother Dime, it's just brother
No,
Score.
Score. Yeah, and they're walking through the forest or something. She's trying to learn old language.
That's
and stuff.
right. Because there's like a thing. See, the thing is, you ever, right, okay, so remember she said, we've got to fight against the volatility, blah, blah, blah. Because she is translating something that's similar with the apostrophe in the dash. It says,
true.
Clevi if selfide.
Flip side.
So, right? So you're now going, oh, flip side. This is the old language. So it's just written differently.
Yeah,
So now you're going, it's definitely Voster, man. It's gotta be.
I think it's the
It's the
Voster.
Voster, man. They're Voster trying to kill them.
Why? Why are they trying to kill them? And they're the reason why there's the Shield of Sparrows as well.
Yeah. But is there a difference between Brother Score and the High Priest Voster? That's the question. Because they're saying you've got to fulfill your destiny. But why would you care if you're the bad guy? You see what I'm saying? And I don't know. Theories, guys, theories. What are your
There's
thoughts?
something
I'm
there.
not sure.
So yeah, Brother Score is teaching the old language and it's going slowly, but she's going through different bits in the book. Nothing interesting, I think. It's just like,
No, it's just she's just trying to learn the language a little bit, and so she gets it. But they've left the cabin now. They're en route on the journey, and yeah, there's a story here about a man with golden hair stands on the cliff edge. A ship is
yeah,
anchored in the ocean bay, the waves rocking it back and forth. 7 circles of women sit huddled together on the deck, their heads bent in quiet prayer. But one woman with unbound red hair stands apart from the others. She keeps post at the stern, watching as the last rowboat of her sisters pushes away from the sandy beach beneath the cliffs.
yeah, that's suspicious. What's happened? What's gone on? Why is all this
Mhm.
happening? But anyway, so she's learning all the different stories and yeah, she's finding out like things from Luella's book and
There's
I
one
think it
that
is.
she mentions called Like the Sonnets 90.
Yeah.
Kathleen has said this book read almost like a person's dreams.
Yeah, she said, did Kathleen ever tell you this story of Sora? And she's speaking to Evie about this, like Odessa and
Yeah.
Evie. And she says, Sora was a woman who sailed across the realm. Is this the one that had the was it she brought with her creatures we'd never seen before?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
monsters. In Sora's story, they were created by a powerful god, a god we don't know, and she brought them to Calandra. And so she was just like, oh, but Evie's like, no, Luella told me that the monsters were created by the Six, so I think there's something going on here.
No, this is a lie. Like, this is
Yeah,
misinformation.
yeah,
They're
there's no
not created
Six.
by the Six, which means the Voster's like trying to change
Yeah,
some kind of religious beliefs or something. I'm
history
not
or
sure.
something.
Because she's like, I only know of the 8. Maybe his name was Harry or Hank or Herman. She's like, Herman.
Yeah, just tried to
Trying
cheer
to
her
cheer
up
her
and
up a
stuff.
little bit.
And she starts thinking about, oh, I can't tell you that Llewellyn's died. I'm not too sure how
And she's also
great of
going,
Xavier.
also Xavier's not your real dad. His name isn't even Xavier.
Oh God, will we ever see Damon and Sally again? I don't know.
But she doesn't like your actual dad, King Ramsay.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
She did say to like Damon and Sally before they went, like,
She did. She warned her.
prepare for the Crux now. Don't wait, like they're coming.
Yeah, because everyone's prepping for the Crux. But the
Yeah.
weird thing is, I think the Crux migration is going to be when they say it is, because she isn't part of the Crux migration. She's separate, because the Crux migration are not the people that are Starlings. They're just Cruxes that are just normal birds that are monstery things that are doing a migration. So I think there's two things here. But yeah, it's good that she's actually warned them because she got a baby on the way, Sally. So you
Yeah,
don't
you
want
need
to,
to you need to
make sure they're doing
but
all right.
then all of a sudden, like, Brother Scorn holds up a hand to them to stop.
But they've crossed
Yeah.
into Ozarth now. We do know that they have
Yeah.
actually gone into Crux.
Yeah, and it turns out there's a woman with, like, screwy
This was
hips.
weird for
This
me.
was weird.
I didn't understand this
Or
at
why it was
all.
in here at
Why
all.
was it here? Because there's zero context other than I read a story about this and now I've visually seen it.
Yeah, it was just an old woman by a fire who had a snake bite.
So, no, but
Oh, was it?
she had to, so basically she was making
What?
a fire, and then she's made this fire, but she until the woman felt that it was at its hottest point, did she then put the snake in it because she'd been bitten by a snake, and then
Okay.
when the snake then turned into some like ashy kind of remains, she'd scoop it up, and then she went and put the skin on her
And
and basically burned her skin, but it would then stop the poison, I guess. And
yeah,
that was written in the book that
she had,
she
yeah.
was reading, Odessa. But I just went, why are we seeing it?
Yeah, she
And
was
then
just saying, "What
there's
the
a
hell?"
conversation saying, why did I read it and then I saw it? And then Brother Score sort of says, because the divine wills it. And I'm like,
What is going on?
what? And she's like, oh, you mean the sex? He was like, no. And she's like, what is
It was really weird about this, and then they just left her. Like, they literally saw this woman and then just left. And I was like, she's like, "Oh, I didn't check if she was okay. I assumed she would be." And I
yeah,
was like, "What? Why is this in here?" And it was really weird.
I didn't understand this.
Why is that here? But then, yeah, they're walking along again, and all of a sudden, I hear that.
But the other but just before that, Brother Dime does actually
I mean, Brother Score.
sorry, put the dime in
Brother,
my head. Sorry, Scorn. Yeah, Score basically doesn't he use a form of water ice? Because she's like, I've only seen the high priest do that. So
oh
he
yeah,
has powers similar.
yeah.
So
He's
she's going, how is that possible? She's like, I've only ever seen the Voster I've seen conjured ice was the high priest. So who exactly is traveling with us? Who's this guy?
oh,
What's
I don't
his
know.
rank in the Brotherhood? I don't think he's part of the Brotherhood.
I think he's exiled or
I think he's
something.
excommunicado.
Yeah.
Yeah, defo. But he was able to like evaporate the white thing because the fire comes and he like sort of evaporates the hiss of the steam. So, but then yes, after that point,
Yeah, they hear click, 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 and that's the
Barry
Barry
will
Wolf. Yeah, and they're like, crap, they
because
followed it.
he said they're hunting us.
Yeah, because they're attracted to her.
So they're running, and this is a whole section of this chapter. They gonna die. It very much give, Lord of the Rings Arwen running away from the ring race. She's like
Yes.
going this way, this way, this way, this
Oh
way, and
yeah,
they
it's
were
all
like
like
changing, and she was like, "Oh crap!" Because then the more of them come,
yeah, more of them
and
chance to try
she's
and
like, "We're gonna die. There's no way I can get out of this. Even if
yeah.
I get my blade out, we gonna
Yeah,
die."
because she's carrying like the child, she's carrying like this,
Phase,
she's carrying everybody and like
yeah.
all the books.
She's
And
making her
she's just
peace
like,
with it. She's just like, "This sucks. I hate that we're gonna die." And so she's like, "Pray to the gods, save us, make sure it's a quick death and all this stuff." Until
yeah, until like Brother Scorn just stands there and he's been withholding. Like, why couldn't he have done this in the first thing when he first figured this out?
he is extracting the blood.
Yeah, he freezes them
He
and then extracts the blood.
freezes them and extracts blood out of, and it's Lysa blood as well. He
Yeah.
pulls it out of them, and then they die until they're husks, essentially.
Yeah, but that we've
I just
seen
thought
that with the high priest, haven't
he
we?
pulls Lysa out of
Yeah.
Ransom,
Yeah.
and he feels really shit. And I'm like, nah, he's weakening him. He's weakening him. Telling you that right now. He's like, oh, I'm trying to protect you. Nah, telling you right now.
And yeah, so yeah, she goes like, "Who the hell are you? Do all Vosters have this power?" And his reply, it was,
Silence.
I guess, a win.
Wind. But
Oh
it's
my
interesting that
god!
she then says monsters that were infected with Lysa, it spread to Ozar.
Yeah, it's spreading further and further.
But
So she
I
wins.
wondered if it had, or they just followed
I
her.
don't think so. I think it is just her. Like they're following her. Like because like Ransom hasn't seen that many monsters actually.
Hmm.
It's just been her. Like they're all attracted to her.
But she's freaked out by Brother Score now. Because
Oh
if
yeah,
he can do that,
he is freaky.
what power does he have? He's quite terrifying now.
Yeah,
So she's like, okay, and it ends with, like you say, a push on the wind at the back. Let's
we
go.
get no
We get
answers.
no
I don't
answer.
think.
Who are you? So we've now come to the final chapter of
Yeah,
this
chapter
particular
9.
podcast episode today, and it's all from Caspia's
Yeah, we're
point of
back
view
at
again, which
Caspia,
is nice.
and she's been on that ship. It's been like days. I don't know if it's days or weeks or something. She's been
Well,
on this ship.
it sounds like the pirates are getting angsty now.
Yeah, because their rations are running low.
They've got no
Yeah.
water. That's the problem. They
Mhm.
ran out of water. And she's like, another sun. And he's like, no, we need to turn back now because I
Yeah,
can't see no land. And she's like, no,
there's nothing. We don't ever go this far.
no. And she's
But
like, keep going,
but
keep
you know what
going.
I thought
But
was.
that's interesting. Nobody's ever gone that far. So that's probably why.
But do you know what he said? Like nobody's gone far in the Maximore like ocean. And I was like, what? Wait. That's actually
Let's
on the
look at the
map.
map. Let's look at the
Like, yeah,
map. Where are we looking?
that's the Maximum ocean here.
So if you've got the front cover, basically it's the one on the left
So
side of the
it's
page, but there's no further water
so
there.
it's somewhere over here.
So yeah, it goes out beyond the map
Yeah, beyond the map. So
because all we know is the Crescent crossing, which is
yeah,
between Quintus and
and not the
Tura,
Maximum. So it's
and the
somewhere else.
Maximorph is beyond that to the left, and it goes out past any recognition of the map. So
So at least we
interesting.
know it's somewhere over there. It's not even in
It's not
Calandra. It's
connected,
out.
and it's
Yeah,
far. It sounds like it's far.
and nobody knows. Nobody's ever been that far. Nobody in Calandra's ever gone over there. Why nobody in Calandra ever gone over there? Just maybe the monsters. The monsters keep them in their kingdom.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
stay
know.
in your lane.
Stay in your lane, scum.
Yeah,
So anyway, the cap's like, listen, we need to turn back. And she's just going, I can feel the pull. It's getting stronger and stronger or every
yeah,
passing sun. And he's like, I don't care. Like, you're going to kill us all. We've got no food. We barely got any water now.
yeah.
If you do this, you're condemning us to death. And she's like, listen, just give me one more sun. He's like, you said that 3 suns ago. She's like, just one more, just one more.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he agrees. He says, okay. And she's like, look, I'll make a vow. Okay. And he's like,
Yeah, you just go back and he's like, yeah, okay, one more sun. And I don't say, like, if we wake up and we're still here, I'm turning back and I'm not asking.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
asking. He's like, that's it. We're done. We're like, we're leaving.
Yeah.
And you're
So
like, fair
that's the whole
enough.
point.
Fair enough. And it hasn't like rained as well. So
Yeah.
I think it's because the journey's too treacherous.
Mm.
Because everyone gets to that point where he got to, and I think people may have from Calandra traveled that distance
And
and then
then
gone, there's no what, we're going to die.
yeah,
Or they've either died, or they've freaked out about the marrow eels,
and they just
or,
by them.
or they've just turned back and said it's too dangerous. We're going to have to come back.
Yeah, I think so. But during this time, she's been getting more visions, and so there's like a boy who makes things float. There's the dream about that young man who like the monster's in a trap and he lets him free and he gets the claw.
That's
So she's
right.
getting a vision about that.
She's getting a just like rundown of history dialed into the visions.
Yeah,
And can I just say, because gotta say, my girl Xandra is just great. She's like, Cat wouldn't blame Xandra because of his sharing a bed. The man was entirely infatuated with my pretty cousin, but she was another person on this ship who needed food and water. So a person they'd not planned on the journey.
yeah,
The food shortage was an issue, which is fair. So, but I do love that he's like, I'm kind of obsessed with her now.
yeah. He's totally obsessed like that. So funny. Like she's just like, he is incredible. Did I tell you that something is pierced?
Oh my god.
Fine. Yes, and she's like,
She's like, ew, stop,
oh
stop
my
talking.
god. Oh
Stop
my
talking. She's like,
god.
it's enough that I share a wall between you guys. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
But then she says like, I got another vision, and this one she like kind of spells out and stuff. And I don't really know this. So it's just like a man with brown hair and a broad frame sits astride a bay stallion. In front of him in the saddle is a young girl with grey eyes, and she smiles on him. But she has his ears. She's whispering something that makes them both laugh. And like you're like, well, what is that? Like, who is that? I don't know who that was.
No,
That's a bit like,
because
why
I
is she getting
can't
a
tell
vision?
that's Ransom. And
I
'cause
don't know if it
what's
is Ransom.
Evie's eyes? They're blue. They're not
They're
green.
blue,
So
yeah.
it's not her.
Maybe it's not neither of them. It's somebody else.
It's a new person.
Yeah.
Maybe an Ozark.
Because it's like, yeah, the mountains as well. She's like, I've never seen mountains like that. And if she had seen it, she'd be like, that's that silver thing guy.
Unless it's King Ramsay.
Maybe.
But then who's the little girl?
Yeah.
Mm,
But anyway, she's
no,
like, something
it's
reminded me of
interesting.
Priscilla and how she looked about the same age. And then all of a sudden, like, she's just like getting all the stuff. All of a sudden, like, her veins start going boom, 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 boom. And like, she's gone to lay down, hasn't she, when all this is happening? And
Mm-hmm.
then she hears like somebody upstairs go to like, oh, we found land.
Oh,
And
someone shouts land. Yeah,
yeah.
so she's done it. She's like, it's happened. I've actually got to where I need to get to, which is great.
And so we know that they've managed to
But
get
she's
to
getting
Calandra.
super juiced. Like, you're
Yeah,
got
like,
righteous, righteous.
yeah, it's just getting like right. It's like where you're here. So I'm guessing they've got into Chura because it's either Chura or Quintus because those are the like two that are.
It's the ones on the it's either Quintus or could it be Quintus? See,
See,
that would be cool because then she'd meet because they've got the hair.
yeah.
They both have the hair. So
Wondering
if there's
who it
no,
is.
so now you start wondering about that stepmom of Odessa every time she said cover your hair.
I don't want you to. Yeah.
No, she wasn't trying to keep her blind. She was trying to keep her invisible for a different reason.
Because some people
Because they would know.
they were hiding her away or
They were
something.
trying to hide her and protect her. So we got her stepmom even more so. And she was, remember, the lady's maid to her mum.
Yeah.
So she must have instilled in her, you need to protect my daughter and you need to make this. So question is, does the king even know what color her hair is? Because we wouldn't know that because it's not explained. So maybe her dad, we don't know, is even her dad. And if it is her dad, he doesn't know. I don't know. There's so many questions.
Who are the dads? It looks like they just go off, get pregnant, and they bring the child back if it's a girl. But what happens if it's a boy?
Okay, so I need to do. So that's us come to this point in reading Rites of Starling. What are the chapters we're going to read next week?
So part 2 next week we are reading chapters 11 to 20.
Okay, 11 to 20.
Yeah.
So I expect to get some deets here because I don't know about you, but at this point in the story, I'm getting a little bit achy because everything except for Caspia. But again, Caspia, the thing with Caspia is it's new information and new terminologies that I'm going, okay, right. So we're now starting with a new character and learning. She's learning about, and we're trying to fill in the gaps.
Exactly.
So that's fine. And it's nice that we've got Sandra as well as like a tag teaming it. But what's the Voster stitch?
Vosters are bad people.
But are they all bad? Or are they just like, what's happening? Why is Calandra so separate from these guys? Why is it with the monsters? The Lysa we get.
Yeah.
We know about the Lysa. But what's Embry's deal with it?
There's not been talking about Lysa anymore much. It's all been about like what's going on.
Starling, yeah,
Starling and these visions and what's like
and the
her
divine
dynasty, like
her dynasty, but also the divine. Yeah, they pray to the divine, not the six.
And these guys in Beeson, who the Beeson?
What is Beeson? Is that an old language term?
Is that them or is that like
exactly? Who's Max? Who's
Max?
Who's Cap?
Yeah.
Know?
Where's the Ransom? Who knows? So yeah,
so many questions. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this particular podcast. I've got so many questions, and if you've read this book and you're just like, "Wah, shut up, okay, I don't know what's happening."
We'll get to it.
And if you are enjoying the ride with us, yes, please share your theories with us.
Yeah.
But we will be back next Tuesday, continuing our journey, reading the next 11 to 20 chapters, 11 to 20. And we're on a Fable book club, so please join and share your opinions on there. The link is in the bio of our Instagram and our TikTok page, and it's also in the YouTube bio as well. But yeah, we better get reading. And because I need bloody answers. Yeah. Boom. All right. In the meantime, see you later, guys. Bye.